I've had one hell of a life. A lot of y'all seen a lot of my videos, and a couple of times I was a fugitive, on the run from the police, because of the things that I had done. I remember when I committed, robbery. I don't know if you hear that alarm across the street, but I'm gonna keep on talking. But I remember when I had committed an armed robbery and I had escaped I had left from Ohio and came down to Detroit, and I was told by my ex-wife that they were looking for me on the news, and I was in the paper and everything. That's back when they had the newspaper and everything like that. But I came to Detroit, and all while I was in Detroit, I was still using drugs, right? Because mind you, I committed this armed robbery while I was under the influence of crack, and that's why I ended up going to prison. But all while I was in Detroit, I was at my mother's. I was hiding out at my mother's house. She lived out in the suburbs. But all while I was in Detroit, I was expecting the police to come, because from what I heard in Ohio, man, it was a big thing that they were looking for me, right? And I had already been to prison for armed robbery before, right? So I knew that if I got caught this time, I was gonna go to prison probably for life. So I'm sitting, man, in Detroit. I'm hiding out, and I'm waiting on any day, the police to pull up, man. I mean, I'm looking out the window and everything, man. I'm looking, and when I go to the store, I'm expecting police to be in the bushes and everything, because, like I said, this was on the news. So, I'm sitting back at my mother's, and eventually she moved downtown, Detroit, and I moved down there with her. And this is like a few months, and the police hadn't come looking for me. So I'm like, man, why haven't they come, right? So one day I'm driving with her in the car. Now I didn't realize at this time God had already delivered me from the situation, and that's a whole nother story, right? So I'm I hope y'all don't, my voice is not drowned out by that lawnmower across the street. But we got put over by the police, and I'm driving, right? So the police pull us over, and I'm telling my mother, I'm like, I'm about to go to prison. I know they got me. They're looking for me, right? So the police come up, and he say, let me see your license. Let me see your insurance and stuff like that. So I gave all of that to him, and I'm like, man, I know I'm about to go back to prison, because as soon as he pulled my name, it's gonna say wanted, right? So the police came back. The crazy thing is, the police came back, gave my ID back, didn't even give me a ticket and let me go. And I wondered in my mind, like, why in the world would he let me go, right? A few months later, and this is the great delivery that God did for me, right? A few months later, I'm at the doctor's office, right? And God put on my heart, he had already delivered me from crack. He put on my heart to call Ohio about my armed robbery. So I called Ohio, I talked to the police officer at the desk, and she come back and she said, Mr. Mans, all those charges been dropped. And I'm like, what? So I fall to the floor, man. I'm in tears in the doctor's office. I can't believe that God had delivered me. Now I look back at when that police officer stopped me, and I know why he didn't arrest me, because all the charges have been dropped. Now let me tell you, they never drop an armed robbery, right? So that's just a testimony, man, of how one of the times that I was out, man, and I was a fugitive on the run, and God delivered me, man. I'm supposed to be in prison right now, still to this day.